Hello everybody and welcome to the Cosplay Collective podcast and the Cosplay Companion Guild podcast.
Take 3.
We're on about take 3 now because we've had technical difficulties. But you can
Technically
find...
difficult to work with. That's exactly what you're saying. Mike made a joke. Joke wasn't well received. Mike has to sit here and sulk.
So basically you can find ourselves on the YouTube channel. You can find the Cosplay Companion Guild on SoundCloud. We will be doing a double so that you can listen to them on SoundCloud and you can watch us live on YouTube. So today we're going to be talking about the convention that we've been at and some of the stuff that's happened at the convention.
That we hosted.
Yeah, that we hosted, which was pretty good.
Can I get a whoop whoop?
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, boys and girls.
Yeah, this is a weird one. We actually have girls on the podcast because we've just never managed to be able to get girls on the podcast.
Do you want to come round to Mike's flat and be on an audio tape?
No,
It works on me.
We've seen Mike's flat. It's just filled with cosplay across the floor, and it's just not very
I'm sorry,
nice.
that's the really crap way to put it because like we all have cosplay books.
Yeah, but we have a thing called The Thing and we have to throw bananas under the bed.
It's just like,
that's why.
Leave my roommate out of this. He is a nice boy. He's
just like, more master, more for me.
Can I just point out, he's just come back from a 2-week holiday in Germany to a massive fist on the living room. Guys, we're mature. A giant Sandman cosplay fist in my living room painted bright brown with rocks stuck on it. And the first question he went was, so you had a party? And there's no recovery from that. There is none. You were away, I missed you, so I made a giant hand. I just wanted something to hold at night. So it's been weird. So I've been working on my Sandman cosplay. Unfortunately, didn't get it done before this con, and transport did get in the way. But I decided to look really aggressive with a bucket and spade while wearing a t-shirt. So it's not a complete loss. I look like I was going to shiv you.
Shiv you with a spork.
Just like going to spork you. So that's what I've been up to. What have you guys been up to? Cosplay couple?
Well, making a shirt.
Yeah, well, apart from getting the costume ready for this, we've pretty much sorted out our costume lineup until London Super.
We've confirmed our lineup for until London Super, but as soon as
That's February next year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you live?
Organisation.
Yeah.
You say that like they're your words, not hers.
They are.
By the way, you can read the article on Fully Possible, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's Fully Possible.
My first article was on the organisation and how I organise our cosplays, which involves folders and books and lots of just...
She likes a list.
I love lists. For packing for this event, I actually have a notebook in which I have to write down everything we need and I will put it in. And it's got like 3 ticks next to it because I have to put it in at least 3 times.
And I forgot to order paint for my cosplay.
Yeah.
Dick.
I tell you now, you need to read the article.
I'm going to hire you as my PA.
Do it.
I'm thinking very much Devil Wears Prada right now.
Do it.
You're my Anne Hathaway and I'm the sassy queen.
Do not treat me like crap though, because...
How could I? I'll be your bitch in like 30 minutes.
It's true.
Mike, don't be on all fours making a scene.
Woof for me, bitch. Woof.
Woof. Call me Fido.
So, take 5, everyone.
So we brought Curtis back. You may remember him from our earlier podcast. He's been helping out the guild. He is pretty much a full member. We just have to run it by one person before we can get that approved.
That should be fun.
Yeah, like getting blood from a...
From a rock.
Nope, not saying it. Nope. Censorship is real. Censorship is real. So what have you been up to? You've been busy, you're doing filming things.
Yes, and had this second to last filming day for Batman the Shattered Cow. It was Dan's last filming day, the other member of the guild.
Kind caring.
Yeah, and it's so far it's still on target for its July 1st release date.
A plug. Let me just plug this into the wall.
Let me take out my extension lead.
But yeah, we are actually really looking forward to it, and we are following it on both Companion Guild and on the Guardians of Geek Cruise.
And Baymax UK. Speaking of Baymax UK, Jonathan, I know you're at home now, or probably at work. We did miss you for a while, but then we realised the little pocket Baymax we brought with us was much easier to move around. So we took photos of it every
You are now
opportunity.
uninvited to the rest of the concert. It's much more
Just bring
convenient.
the tiny
You,
baby.
sir, have been replaced.
A little teeny weeny you. A mini he.
Nitsy bitsy teeny weeny. Is it called a Baymax mini weeny? No,
That was awful.
That was absolutely terrible.
Oh,
I'm going to edit that out just on proxy.
it's okay, staying in on this one.
Look, this is the first time we have girls on. Please don't scare them away, Damo, please. We need them.
I'm
So bad.
ladies.
We need their flesh. We assimilate them into fembots. If you're expecting rationality out of the Cosplay Companions Guild, you came to the wrong place. So bad.
So you may
So,
want to skip over this part, people.
this is the part where we undo the zips. Andy, what have you been up to?
Doing a lot more fabric work, sort of planning out more cosplays, and just generally trying to get out more to more conventions and having fun.
Rather than working with iCosplay.
I wouldn't say that, no.
But because you can't, but we can.
They can.
Mostly because it's nice to be actually in front of a store rather than behind it.
No, I completely agree. Like, the little bit of time I spent behind the desk today, I got a little bit agitated and bored. But that really was your penis coming out. Sorry.
Oh dear.
What you done with away?
Cute pinky!
He's good job the camera didn't.
Oh God, why?
Didn't realise that my belt was...
Put the mouse in the house!
My zipper was undone.
No, it was breaking free!
Free with it!
Break free! It wants to break free!
Oh
It
dear.
won't stop singing.
You have turned this into a musical number.
You're fucking peeking out the audio every time you sing.
Right, we're going to go into what we mainly want to talk about today before we end up doing an entire
Feminists.
musical number.
Before
No.
we end up being kicked out, we're
just
just wrapped in quiet time.
Yeah, we are in a hotel. We really shouldn't be yelling with my giant Barry White light voice. With the soft, silky tones.
So we've already got
All of some love.
I'm more of a strategically shaven Wookiee of love, but thank you. But no, today we hosted Southport Comic Con's cosplay event, and it actually turned into more of a stage show, and we're very pleasantly surprised at how it came out. We had our special guest, that cosplay couple, and Tattoo Deviant Cosplay. How was the con different for you? Because you're mainly London-based. Which
Well, we're only London.
Yeah, we are only London based.
Up until
at the moment.
today.
Yeah.
Up until today, we've never really done any smaller cons, and it's
We've done London cons, or we've done kind of small promotional stuff.
Yeah.
but
So
nothing.
there hasn't been a small convention that we've done until today.
Yeah, it's so nice. The atmosphere that was created was so much nicer than the bigger cons because it's more concentrated to sort of like a point where everyone is so nice. Everyone's there for the same reason. There's no sort of
There wasn't people kind of at the larger venues where people kind of disband off in different areas. Or you've got like 500. I'm not saying this is anything wrong because I love the London cons. I do. I love them to pieces. But you've got like your different photo shoots, and you've got kind of people rushing past you constantly to do different things. Or when you're running around, say the Excel Centre. Like,
Not lines
I
of
love-
people. That's my experience from London Con.
yeah. There's so much more isolation for a bigger con. It's really weird. You feel
Because-
so separated from everything, whereas in this smaller
Because you are
con,
such a small individual into the big convention. Like there's
Yeah.
loads going on, but you are literally just you, or you're in a tiny group.
like you can
But-
get lost in the sea of people. Like, especially like costume wise, you really can. You just like there's a lot of really amazing cosplayers at London cons that really get outshadowed just by the mass
Yeah.
of people.
Mm.
Like, unless you're like something like a really big, like you get the Space Marines and things like that, and
Yeah.
they really stand out because they're huge, and that's the reason they stand out is because they're big.
They literally do tower over them. You can see them in the
Yeah.
crowd from
Yeah.
miles
Yeah,
away.
exactly. And if you're say like, there was the costume we did back in, was it October?
What were you talking about?
Joker Robin.
Joker Robin was February.
Yeah, that was LSCC this year.
LSCC. It was a costume I was really excited about doing, like, because one, I'd never seen the particular comic it was from. It was from a really obscure fucking Red Robin comic from 2004, and it was literally like four.
It was a
Four
costume. It was a costume.
Four
for
panels.
4 panels.
It was just like, that is so creepy, it needs to be done.
Yeah,
so.
but it was basically in an alternative universe where the Robins are going back to correct some mistakes in the past. They run into like a Harley and a Joker, and the Joker has essentially killed Batman, broken into the Batcave, and re-stolen Jason Todd's suit, and he's walking around wearing it just to like
It's covered
mess
in
with everyone's
blood
head, and it's really creepy.
Like a trophy killing
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, and I wore it, and I was super stoked for the costume, but it got really lost because the London Super had like just gone. There was like 5 other things going on at the same time, so you didn't just have the con traffic. You had so many other people there, like
Car show.
car show,
Baby
baby
show.
show, teachers, everything.
Ironically, that Journey to Success thing that had nobody attend.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Journey to Success. Not a very successful con, is it?
Yeah, but well, to be fair, we did end up like sneaking.
Oh, we were
got
invited
snuck
into
into
the
the
car
car
show.
show,
That was brilliant.
which was fun. We were like standing next to these cars, like, oh, pretend to hit them with your like hammer and your crowbar.
Oh
Do
my
you
God.
know how heavy this is?
My Harley Quinn mallet is insanely heavy. Like,
You could easily kill someone with it.
yeah, you really, it's made from mod rock, like
Solid.
solid mod rock.
You could murder a bitch.
Yeah, not that I'm gonna say that I will or anything, but no, you
On
could.
record.
You could.
On record, I
Like
would
they
go
should have
for-
like when she takes the cons, it should be like
It should be checked,
yeah,
and they should be like seriously.
isn't
But
it?
anyway,
And we're
we were
standing there.
holding, and it was like taking all my might not to drop it. And he was taking this photo really slowly, and he was like, "Do you want to take it any quicker?"
And he was like,
Yeah.
"Do you know? Oh yeah, this
And
car
he
is
was
like
like,
blah blah
"Oh,
blah, and
so,
it's
yeah,
worth
this car-"
£750,000." I'm like, what?
Pardon?
Just like, get the photo done, bitch!
I'm like, I don't want to breathe in the general direction of
Yeah,
this car in case
yeah.
something scratches the car. Like, I do not have that money, and I will never have that money. So
Yeah.
No.
But
But-
I
that's,
hope that shit's a
well,
job.
I guess back onto the point at hand was, obviously it makes a difference between
Oh, yeah,
a small
we-
con and a big con, where you're like,
We enjoyed ourselves so much.
We have had it's been way more playful. Like the bigger ones to us are more serious
yeah,
because
yeah.
of what
Because of the atmosphere you get, it's more about the costumes. It's more about getting yourself noticed above the crowd. Not that that's what we aim to do.
No, but as
But it's
cosplayers,
like, it
that's
is the thing as
as
cosplayers.
cosplayers that
As
is part of the
cosplayers,
thing.
you want to create a costume that will make people go,
Wow.
My overcompensation
And
got
that
Rockstars.
Yeah.
that is something like we've always kind of strived for. Whether it's been like, whether it's a costume that like has never been seen before.
Mm.
Like when we did the Future's End wedding dress stuff, no one had done the wedding dress before us. Like you tried to search online, they might have done it, but there was nothing online about it
Yeah.
saying or showing photos of it. So we did it. Obviously, it was a special convention because the May MCM is usually around the time of our anniversary.
Yeah, yeah,
And last year, the Saturday was actually on our anniversary.
yeah.
And so we go to Comic Con, we were like, right, okay, that's our anniversary sorted. Instead of going out for dinner, like we usually do, we go for a steak dinner. Instead of steak dinner, we're like, we'll just do Comic Con and we'll do a special costume for it. We'll put all our money into it. So you kind of, the whole point is that you kind of go big.
Go big or go home as such. So
Well, you are paying a ridiculous amount of money for a ticket and accommodation and everything. You really do have to hit home.
So that's the thing though, I've never had a problem with the price of MCM tickets.
Until
So
No, even the price, they upped it by like £5-10.
How much would you pay for MCM?
£50
I paid
for a
50
weekend
quid.
now.
This
I
was a
paid-
fiver for a family today.
But still, for MCM,
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking
MCM.
about the largest con in the third largest con in the world now.
Yeah.
Like, but
Yeah,
of
but
course.
this is the point. Like we're going for big conventions, which are now pricing out families, which is where this part of the market's come from. Like you can't
Right.
take a family to MCM. I'm sorry, it's not.
it's not feasible.
But this is an area of cosplay which I specialise in as a children's entertainer, where I can be on stage, I can run around a crowd, children recognise me as me, not just a cosplayer. And it's really unique and it's really personal. Like, people have been sharing a picture of me and a little girl called Daisy today, just sat on stage talking. We were just sat on the edge of it. I think I was wearing your sunglasses at the time.
Yeah, she came over and said, "Can you wear my sunglasses?" And I made a joke of it because those sunglasses, they were bought for the costume.
Yeah, it's all part of it.
They were £2 off Amazon. I'm not joking, they were £2 off Amazon.
But no, stuff like that.
And they were just a little bit dodgy, and they honestly are going to snap at some
She sat
point.
down next to me and went, "You know what, you'd look really good in her glasses." And I went, "She's quite nice, if you go and ask her, I think it'll be alright." And then
Brilliant.
she just ran over and then jumped back on stage like nothing was wrong and went, "Here, put these on."
Brilliant.
Stuff like that is so sweet. Like, you would never be able to do that.
I'm sorry, but as soon as that Mabel hugged me when we gave her the award, I was going to cry.
The first place competition winner for the children's category.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was lovely.
Oh my god.
One of the most polite children I've come across in years.
We signed her up. I love Gravity Falls. I do. I want my brother, who's a couple of years older than me, to do grown-up versions of Mabel and Dipper, but do it
Yes.
like kind of hunter versions, so they're all grown up, but they're still like, there's the whole thing about the magic and all this. So I want to do like the older versions, and I love it. And as soon as she said, and like she was like, "Oh, and the pig," and she was like, "Oh, my stepmom helped me do the T-shirt," and I was like, "Oh my god, you're adorable. You are actually adorable."
I had a child rub it in my face today. They could sew and I couldn't. And I was there like, "You know what, mate? You be proud of that.
Yeah.
You can do something at age, I think they were 8, that I can't do as a grown man." And he went, "I'm going to make a big costume soon." And I went, "You damn well show me you can."
Yeah.
And it was one of the nicest, most rewarding things. Because he came and spoke to me. He went, "Craven the Hunter." I've got a picture of this lad on my phone. His mum was the nicest. His friend was the nicest. He was the nicest. He was a little lad, 9 man. He had the repulsors and everything. And he came up to me and, "You're Craven the Hunter from Ultimate Spider-Man." I love Craven
But
last time.
this is one of the things about small cons. Like, I mean,
It's so
we've
much
only
more
we've only
intimate.
had
Such a more sense of community. You know?
we have only had in our years of conventioning like together. I think the first time we did Joker and Harley together, like there was a kid who came up to Dan as dressed as Batman. Dan was dressed as Joker, and this kid just went, "I'm gonna get you." His parents were in fits because for about 45 minutes you were being chased around the Excel Centre of London, and this kid was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you, Joker. You're going back to Arkham." I was in fits talking to the parents, and they're like, "Seriously, thank you for doing this." That's only ever happened once.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it then just goes straight back into the. You've got everybody just kind of, not in a horrible way, but you've got everyone just.
Yeah,
trying
we're
to
not
be
saying you
clean.
can't have the experiences elsewhere, but this place was just so.
It was
full
so
of them.
good for it.
We had a very hands-on approach because we were the main attraction at that point. But everybody was having great conversations with everybody. You could see people in the crowd just going between different groups, chilling. "Oh, can I sit at your table? Can I space?"
I wasn't like a. I
There
really
was-
was trying not to look at the crowd because I didn't. I was trying to focus on kind of watching all the kids and show off their costumes and show that they were happy to be in that.
We had a
costume.
big stage and those children filled it beautifully.
They did, but it's like the room was full, and I mean even before.
I think we estimated 400
Even
people in
before
that
the
room.
show started, the whole thing with you doing the dirty dancing bit,
Oh, sorry, can we just fill you in on this?
Which
This
you
is
will
so
be able
good.
to find. We will try
it's
and
on
post
our
it
Facebook
somewhere.
page. I have shared.
Oh, is it on the
it's,
Facebook?
It's on our
Good,
Facebook.
good.
So if you go
Deadpool doing a dirty dancing lift to the Killing Joke Joker. It shouldn't be funny, it shouldn't exist, but dear God, there is a place in my heart for it.
It's majestic.
in the
Like,
first-
you need to witness it.
in the first bit they don't quite make it, but the second attempt, and then the whole room cheers.
She
This is before the contest had started. This was
They've
even.
been sat down for an hour, some people at this point,
This was
just to
honestly-
reserve a seat, and they perked up like that.
But this was as soon as kind of like we got there and everyone was set up and everyone was kind of like getting ready and we were talking to Chemical Reaction Cosplay and Helletrix Cosplay because of course they came as well today. We were talking to them and all the cosplayers were kind of all scattered about in the room. But people were just going up to each other like, "Oh, can I have a photo with you? Can I have a photo with you? Can I have a photo with you?"
That's something I noticed as
It was
well.
amazing to just have
Wasn't
this
that
little thing.
elitism that you find quite a lot at cons now?
No.
There is like what they like. It's hard to describe. I'd say there is a thing as like top tier cosplayers. The people who've kind of perfected their craft. They've become
Yes.
the character. They've got the facial expressions of the Joker or the sinister look of the evil genius or like Doctor Doom, things like that. The heroes who really inspire the kids and stuff like that. There is a top layer. Of
Yeah, there is the
cosplay.
people
The thing is,
that
there
look
is
the
there
shit.
is a
like-
cosplay hierarchy.
There is.
Yeah,
There
we
is.
all
There's
hold
always
on.
been.
There's different levels, but at the same time, I mean, as it's been said a million times, we've said this on our pages a million times. Especially, it's something that we've all shared on our personal pages. We're adults dressed up in costumes.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what?
all
Most
fun.
of my stick today about we were on stage. I actually opened up and kind of mocked the idea of what we were doing. It was well received. People entirely bought into the fact that I was a strange man on stage dressed up as a kid's character. Everybody just bought into the idea. Quite a lot of people probably weren't that familiar with cons. All the feedback from the pages, this was my first con, I really love this.
There was a lot of first timers there.
There were a lot of people who weren't even there for the convention, who were just visiting the resort, who went
Yeah, because what we haven't kind of mentioned here is that this convention in particular had two venues. One venue was rather small and the other one was rather larger, which was the Pajon, which we was hosting at. And because of the way that things worked out, we got a chance to basically show off what we do as cosplayers.
On a full-sized
On a
theatre stage.
full-size theatre stage, we got a chance to show off what we can do, and we packed out an entire room.
And kept it packed.
And kept it packed all the way until the end. We put on a show. We literally put
And so did Elsa. We had Elsa come on and sing. She was one. We had a little girl come and sing Frozen as well. That confident little creature.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Like we can't brag too much, but you know I might. But we had a stage. We used it.
The fact
Well, we
the
were part
fact
of
that
it,
these
but
people were able, like these kids were able, even the adults that took part. The fact that we've done one masquerade before. We did the masquerade at London Super, and we went on stage, and they literally tell you can do 3 poses. You walk to the very end of the stage, you pose. You pose in the middle, and then you pose at the end, and then you're off. That is it. They do as minimal time as possible. The fact you're allowing these kids just to come up on stage when you called them out, and either they posed or they just kind of stood there awkwardly,
We had performances from some of
or
them.
some of them performed.
it's like
That was amazing.
it's like I said to Mike that in all fairness, that competition was run better than they fucking run it at the masquerades in the London cons,
But it's
and
not
that's
bigger.
saying something.
ask a
That's
question.
because-
There was about the same amount of people that went through that masquerade we were in to this masquerade that was there.
Can,
That's
can I
true.
just
Regardless,
ask a
it was a
question?
That's
different.
true.
if it
Just
was-
a quick question. How long do you think that our event ran for today? Our cosplay competition.
Couple of hours.
We were on stage for
We were on-
45 minutes.
We were on stage for
Really?
less than that. We were on stage for 40 minutes maximum.
Yeah.
And that
You
competition
sure?
felt
Yeah.
longer.
We
than
started at
40 minutes.
2:30.
Within-
I came back to the desk at 17 minutes past 3 asking for the prizes.
At that, like, I'm not just saying it because
But
we were part of
weren't
it.
rushed.
Yeah.
There was no pressure.
Every child had a minute. Near enough a minute.
Mm.
Every single one.
And regardless of if it was like there was more kids than there was adults, doesn't matter. The time that the kids had on stage and the whole matching the music to the costumes, things like that, made it.
I think
Way-
that's probably
way
what.
better.
I think that's. I mean, I loved the girl who did Mabel when we signed her up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she came in the door. She came with her dad. And we said, "Did you want to sign up, Mabel? You look fantastic." I literally loved it. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I want to." So we talked him through the application form to sign him up and everything. And it was just like the fact that as soon as the music came on when she was called up to the stage,
Her face lit up.
one, her face lit up. Two,
Possibly because nobody would expect
Everybody-
it to come up.
everybody knew the Gravity Falls music. Was singing
there was
along, was
some
clapping along.
there was some girls where we were sitting down there, and they just as soon as they heard the words Mabel, and they were just like and it
Well,
was
he
just-
said,
I
it was
was.
because Mike was like, Mabel? Mabel Pines? And everyone like, yes!
I may have deliberately dragged that out a little bit, but I'm not actually seeing Gravity Falls, so I'm not.
Definitely watch it.
I'll add it to my list. Just from the crowd
It's so
reaction, I
good.
want to see
It is
it.
a fantastic
No,
film.
but that was one of the things though. She reacted so well to the crowd.
Kids
And
got
she
really
went up-
confident recently.
I loved it. I loved it so much.
But
Can we just take a moment to talk about the Stay Puft child?
oh my god,
Oh,
so cute.
Oh, so cute.
How old would you say they were? They
6
were
months.
small.
I believe it was
Under
like-
8 months.
He was under a year.
They-
the
they-
dad told us.
It was like a literal marshmallow.
The child just looked so happy, and let's be honest, they didn't know what they were doing.
The
Child
whole-
was
His weird mum just dressed him up and now people
the
taking
whole
pictures.
Sorry, we
family,
said that. The whole
apart
family,
from the
yeah.
mum. Or was the mum dressed up as
The
well?
No, the
mum was
mum was
dressed up
dressed
as
up
Mum
well.
was dressed up as
Mum
well.
was dressed up as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
There's a whole
In that
family.
case,
She
the
didn't
whole,
enter the competition, but she
the
dressed up
whole, but she did go on stage
because she
with,
entered the little
Child,
one.
She
She
tried
was
to hold the child up.
but
Simba.
because the dad then won second prize of the adult, the fact that they were all on stage.
John Paladin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were all on stage together, that was another thing that I loved.
Mm.
Like,
Well, we tried to do a parent-child cosplay, like a separate
Yeah.
category at Salford. We had, I think it was 2 entries.
So, well, no,
We didn't
we
have
had
enough to
one
run with.
entry,
Yeah.
and then we had the rest of them as grouping. It
I
was
would love to
work.
push parent-child cosplay in its own category. I would also like to push for performance to be an award as well. Not to maybe promote it for each group, but one prize for the overall performance of somebody who came up and did something a bit special. Like the girl who sang Frozen, the anime group who did the thing. You know what, it was so much nicer that it felt like a show rather than show and tell.
Mm-hmm.
It felt more personal. Like it had that more of a touch. It didn't feel like it was a conveyor belt
We actually,
costume.
It
we
was-
mentioned them by name now.
Yeah.
Like we remember their names of not just the characters, we're remembering the people's names.
It was a
Have you
much
ever
more
done that at a convention?
personalised
Yeah.
Right, Nikki.
sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Nikki was an impeccable Belle cosplay, and I'm in love
No,
with her.
not
oh,
just
we all are. We all
And
are.
I sort of want to marry her, but
Yeah.
I don't want her to hear this part of the cosplay podcast.
Too
Likes
late,
the beast,
you
he
already
needs to marry him.
Well,
Yeah.
You already said. But no, it
What-
was so much.
She came on stage with the book, and as soon as
She floated.
she
as soon as,
was
as
Belle.
soon as the music was on, she had the book. She was Belle. That was it.
She was so
and
lovely as well.
yeah, and the fact that she was so lovely afterwards as well. As soon as we'd given her the award,
She came and sat down with us for a good 45
I
minutes.
know.
She came and said
I
like
know.
thank you and everything to us as well.
I just kept on going over up to her afterwards saying, look, well done, seriously, we really loved it.
You're a great cosplayer.
You were a
Like
great
really,
cosplayer.
if you are listening to this, we all loved you.
Yeah,
But this experience is like
it's been amazing.
it's
for
been
us.
quite humbling to be fair. Like
Yeah.
our costumes. I was really excited to do Killing Joke. Like
You
I've
had a
been waiting.
full theme part behind you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, in fact, let's go back. We did a small announcement to ask people to volunteer for a photo shoot in front of a
small
carousel.
announcement. It was just like, if anybody would like to go outside and have
People were still talking at their tables. Like, the people that were at the tables, though, were just chatting and everything. And it wasn't even as if, like, you'd been like, oh, stop talking, everyone, excuse
You
me.
just done
A
it
small
like-
You
passive
literally just
message.
did a small little message and a flood of people.
just
and it
like,
was like, and then
but,
as soon
but the
as,
thing is,
as
it's,
soon
I
as
was
you
watching
said-
and people just kind of seem to roll
Converge.
out the door of you.
It's
Yeah,
because
as
Mike's got
soon as-
such a good stage presence,
as soon
everyone
as you
loves
said
him.
it was, and you were like, oh, it's for this cosplay couple, they want to do a quick photo and everything. And we were just like, oh my god, these people are honestly amazing. They're actually willing to kind of lay on
How
track.
many of them do you reckon know what the Killing Joke is? I would probably say maybe about 4 of them at most.
But still,
I'd say a lot more at the moment because obviously it's going to be coming out
Oh,
in
yeah,
cinema.
yeah.
But it's not been advertised to mainstream at all.
No.
And certainly not for that age group.
No.
But they all went, we want to do a picture with these
There was
people.
just such a good
Let's do
atmosphere
it.
that people
No,
would
I was
do
like,
anything.
They
That's
might
not
not.
my fault.
They might not have known that me and Dan are like a Facebook page because I'm not boasting or anything. We've got 5,500 likes on Facebook. Like, I'm talking about how many people at this convention really kind of cared about that. Like,
No
No one did.
No.
There was no
but they
elitism.
still
there was...
turned around and said, "Oh, look, we'll do it,"
Yeah.
and that was amazing. It wasn't as if,
There
I've
was-
got to try and get in with these people. None
I
of
don't want
that.
to ruin my cosplay by lying down.
It
None of
was
that.
all sort of like everybody was sort of helping each other out to have a good time, and it was a
Yeah.
really nice convention.
But,
As in,
but
they're
there
going
was,
back-
There was a girl who was the one who did the cartwheel on the stage. She had the pinky
Oh,
purple.
Candy Cat.
Candy Cat, yeah.
She came out for the photo shoot, and the first thing we said was like, right, seriously, Do not get tangled.
Yeah, her name's Amelia, and she was just so lovely.
And it's like, we seriously,
And
we're
she
so,
did quite well
we're
with
so
her wig stayed on. That's
enthusiastic.
just impressive.
I was so impressed by
But
that.
it's like,
I
we're
was
so,
like,
we're
That
so
was a wig.
enthusiastic.
yeah.
We're so enthusiastic for you to be part of the photo, but like seriously, just look after yourself. But it was the fact that everyone was just like, yeah.
They were just like,
Can we draw attention to two things in that photo? First, Deadpool.
Yes.
hilarious.
Oh,
We're not going to say any more than that.
I've ruined
Just,
it.
No, not
You,
going to say any more than that.
you spoiled straight away.
Look at the background. Just, it's amazing. And the little lad sat on his dad's knee.
Yes.
So cute, the little Captain
Captain
America. Oh my god.
He, like I say, all these people were meant to be knocked out by Joker laughing gas, and the dad kind of sat there like I'm doing now, pretty relaxed, lying down, and the kid's just sat on his lap,
Yeah.
lying back, kind of pretty chilled, with his little shield over his chest. That kid looked like a superhero on his day off. It was beautiful.
Oh.
But not only that, like the fact that a group of like 20, it must have been like 20 something.
But they just like literally,
And
within
they
a
just-
second
There
you
would
said
have
it
been more
over
than that.
there.
If I hadn't said
Yeah.
we need 10 people, and I just said we need people, you'd have had half the room.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just can't believe how lovely. Like you try and get that at a bigger convention.
Like
You-
you'd be, yeah.
I had
You
people.
try and get people to kind of
In
help you
fact,
out. If they're not
LFCC.
getting anything for it,
They won't help.
they
We
would
had,
help.
we had pictures with people, people taking photos of me repairing my costume, Matt Bellhouse eating a sandwich and stuff like that. None of that here.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No,
that's something
there
I
was.
There was a little bit of sniping, but
There was
obviously
a little bit.
it's
but
a
it
smaller
was,
con.
Yeah, they're
a
not
lot of
gonna
people's
know.
first cons. There wasn't. You're not gonna know the
And
etiquette.
it was the only reason we picked up on it is because it was me, it was Chemical Reaction, Hellotrix, Lady Noctis, and Tattooed Deviant.
Was that when you were all at that table at the end of the day?
No, this was when we were kind of talking before the show.
Right.
So we literally just stood there kind of chatting. I mean, it's not a serious conversation. You've got people constantly coming up, kind of patting you on the back and saying, "Oh, can I have a photo with you?" So you'd kind of turn around and have a photo, and then you'd rejoin the conversation. There was a couple of people that just had like their iPads or their phones. They were literally just kind of taking photos of you having a conversation.
But again, that
It's a small con, but it's
but
not as if...
With respect, you guys were one of the, well, probably the best cosplay group.
Mhm.
Like, even if you came individually, you are very
Things-
big names in cosplay, regardless of if they know your name or not. You have a standing, and people
Yeah.
seeing that and go, actually, there's all these really good people in one spot.
Exactly.
So, to get you all to pose in the middle of wherever you are,
I think I'd
Maybe.
imagine that we could be quite intimidating to walk up to and ask for a photo, especially if you are quite shy.
but it's a new,
Yeah.
it's a new series. Like Southport's not had a convention before,
Yeah.
so we're just going to treat everybody as complete newbies.
Can I
Yeah,
just
no,
say,
not that I'm
I
complaining.
Can I just
It-
say, if I've never had a Comic-Con here before, I have to say just how amazing the people,
The general
the
population.
general
are.
public are.
We went into a shop.
in full costume.
We went into a shop.
No, seriously, we
In
walked,
unison.
right,
Dun,
we,
dun,
walked,
dun.
we walked from our hotel in the morning, from the hotel to the venue.
There's people beeping
It's-
and waving. It was great.
Yeah, there was no heckling. There was no, "Oh, you look stupid," or "Where are you going?"
Dan, this is the
We
North.
had-
We're very forgiving.
We had two people bib us with cards and wave. And it was like, these people are waving at me. They're not like throwing a finger.
They're not
at me.
heckling.
Yeah, they're not heckling. And they actually generally waved to us. And it was like, what?
It's,
Okay.
Honestly.
it's something that's not, well, it's not that it's not seen as such, but because there's a bit of a different mentality around the way that conventions are in the Northwest. They are smaller conventions and they're very community based. Very community based.
There's a nicer vibe, like
But it's like,
up this way.
I honestly thought we were going to get like a couple of comments. Like, with him in his full paint and everything, me as Harley, like, I mean, I thought we were going to get comments. Like, even just
Facebook
walking
has
to the
been
venue.
nothing but positive.
Yeah.
How often is that?
I honestly thought we were
Unheard
gonna.
of.
I thought we were gonna get like a couple of kind of heckles like on our way to the venue. We then stopped in the B&M to get some little munchy bits for lunch. We had a
Sponsor us.
we had an hour lunch break. Like, sorry to be cheeky and everything.
Did you actually have an hour lunch later?
Yeah.
We had an hour.
But we actually really, oh yeah.
Because
I
we
remember
left-
that. You
we
were like,
left
oh,
you-
we got to the hotel for a little bit and just
We
had a
left
chat.
you at 12, and being serious, because of like my migraines and my epilepsy, like migraines.
Wig weight is terrible.
Wig
for you.
weight is awful, and
it's not comfortable for the back.
and it's not comfortable. So what we did was we grabbed some Philadelphia, and we bought some Ritz crackers yesterday.
Yeah.
So
You went to town, those bad boys.
we did.
I destroyed pretty much 3/4 of the bag.
They're all gone. They're all gone.
That's when you need
And we demolished 4 pork pies. But it's like we took our
Welcome
wigs.
to the North, bitches.
Three personally.
Yeah, but I took wig off, and you took you had your
I took my shirt off.
You took the
like,
shirt
I
off.
was just like ah.
and it's like,
Natural sea
and I
breeze.
took my Dr. Martens off. But it was like, and then at 10 to 1, we were just like, right, okay, come on, and then we headed back over there.
And you got a big reaction when you came over.
It was so much fun.
Honestly,
It was-
I'm finding it very hard to talk from me because I was mostly on stage, so I was in my own little bubble. Like when you're looking out on the giant crowd, I know you guys were in the judges' seat, but I was literally just there like, don't be a tit, don't be a tit. Then I actually got a lot of pleasure out of being a tit.
Yeah.
And can we just, all of this was a blur to me. What happened on stage a lot of the time? Because somehow I ended up singing Frozen. Somebody played Single Ladies and I did a full dance routine.
Which was majestic.
Oh, it
Which was amazing, by the way.
I honestly,
We were
I
doing
have
that.
to admit, the single ladies bit, I wanted the 3 of us who were judges to, when it got to a little bit like that,
Do the little shot.
I wanted us to do it behind you.
I would have been so
And it
up for that.
stopped literally just as we were gearing
I was
up.
honestly, do you know the only reason I stopped it? I would have done the whole dance routine. I generally thought we were running out of time because it felt like I was on stage forever.
Yeah.
And normally that's a horrible thing, like that really crossed head, but I think I enjoyed it so much. Every second was being used.
But not only that, the
No,
one-
it was great when you were doing the dance. I heard Damo behind me go, "Why is he so good at it?"
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why is he so good at it?
I
Just
just
like,
thought,
has he done this before?
I just thought you were gonna do like to the music for a
I-
bit, but then
I
when you
thought-
fucking broke out the
But,
whole
like, the whole routine.
no, the bit was when you started. Because I'm right.
The sass
I
emanating.
don't know the dance.
Can't
the
lie.
sassy game.
Right,
You-
this
you-
was not planned.
You
Somebody
stood
made a
there.
joke.
Someone
I
made the
jumped in.
joke, and you just turn around, and next thing you know, your arms are up, and you're just like fucking going for it. And I was just stood there, just like I just thought you were gonna do
The way
Yeah,
little-
there's no
little
half measures with me.
There
Like.
was none of that. It was just full into it.
Like the lady who wanted to adopt me, who I'll come back to later, like she just went, that man, yeah, he's sassy.
But another thing, apart from the fact that like you didn't sing ladies into girl but dancing, people were clapping along.
Yeah.
People were really into
I
it.
think.
I don't know why.
No. But
Because it was fun.
Again, not to like shit on London cons because we fucking
love
love
it.
London cons, but
But this has been fun
the
in such a
masquerade,
playful way.
the masquerades at London cons, people are just fucking boring. They look like they're just sitting
There to
there,
watch.
like they're just there to watch.
It's
But
very
you
controlled.
sometimes
Very
you don't even
controlled.
get people clapping for people, which I think is horrible.
Well,
Well, that's the
If
first
you-
thing I say at every con.
If you were to walk out on stage, like, don't get me wrong,
I'm
it
sorry,
takes some
for London.
fucking balls
For London
to walk
Super,
out on stage.
I mean, we've been doing conventions for years. It took me till February to do a masquerade,
Hmm.
and we've been cosplaying together for 3-4 years, and it took me till this year to actually do it. My knees were shaking. We had Magsy Cosplay, Candy Valentina, and Justine Louise Photography, all in their cosplays, and they're like, "Come on, you can do it. You can do it." My knees were shaking. I can spend a whole convention in costume.
If I called you on stage today as a cosplayer, would you have felt more welcomed in the situation that we
Yes.
created?
Definitely.
Yes.
Rather than it being like, I hate saying this, but I love saying it at the same time. I find the cosplay scene is very much like Crofts.
Yeah.
You come up, somebody goes, "Oh, your fur is lovely," and then you go, "Toodle pip."
Yeah,
Yeah.
they parade you around and then send you away.
Yeah.
I hate that.
No, I hate it.
Me and Damo, because we've been working closely with Dave, who runs this convention, the last thing we said before we see him tonight is, yeah, we're not doing cosplay competitions anymore. We're doing cosplay shows.
Yeah.
That's going to be our market.
I was saying I want to get like improvisation bits done, you know.
I want
scenes
Captain
from that,
America coming out with a Star-Spangled Man with his dancing girls coming out. I want Frozen coming down or a Disney Princess Parade. I'd be well up for that. I tried a little bit of stand-up today. It's not my forte. It kind of works.
You rocked it, man.
Let me just say this: we're not pushing for that. We're not pushing saying you have to do that.
We've just
What
found
we're saying is
something that works.
We've found something that we really enjoy seeing.
And people enjoy
if people are
seeing.
willing, if people are willing to do that and do a bit of a performance,
But this is
Brilliant.
the thing, though. You're not trying to push it on other conventions.
I don't think this
This
type
is
of
what
thing
you're-
would
this is
work
what
for
you're-
us.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah,
It
It
wouldn't.
really wouldn't.
This is what you're going to do for your conventions, because where you are. I mean, you ran today. Like, it was
That
up to
venue
you.
was all us.
We did essentially
That venue was
Yeah.
fantastic.
That was amazing.
It's
Like, you filled
it's
a
just a
venue.
real shame that it rained because
Yeah.
we really wanted to shoot out in
We
the
were-
whole
we did
park
really
and
wanna
do
do-
everything.
Yeah.
But
I think
We
the
just- it
shoots
just
that
wasn't
you've got
feasible.
today though have just been like those brilliant shots that you needed, sort of thing.
It was-
You got more than the minimum.
It was
we got the carousel shot and that's all I care
that
about.
Was, well, no,
Like,
that
that's
was, that
the
was
one that I
that was
wanted.
the only one we really got that we could use for kind of the costume.
It's a shame you couldn't get the Swan Pedalo boat.
That
Oh,
was
mate.
speaking of photography, can we just give an honourable mention
More
to
than
Pat
shit.
Beecham?
Yes.
Right, we won't say anything as the guild because we worked with him at Wigan and he was amazing there. But you guys at the Cosplay Couple, you've been working with so many photographers. What did you think of Pad?
Lovely.
He is a gentleman.
Honestly, he was
Like,
like from
he-
the
he-
moment he introduced himself, he was.
He's a big softie.
We went over to him and it was lovely just chatting to him.
Well,
And he
he-
was.
It's more the fact that he said, "Oh, I'm going to be
Your photographer.
I'm going to be your photographer, so I'm going to be calling on you quite a lot today."
And it wasn't
And he's
just
like-
for us. As a guild, he's related to the guild and anybody we kind of associate
Yeah.
with. He went up to every person and went, right, I'm going to be your photographer now. Not I'm going to do your photo. I'm your photographer. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
But
Right,
it's-
on the
it's
count of
the-
three. Boom.
It's
the
the
meet
fact.
the meet and greet photos when we were on the stage for the meet and greet bit. How he did that was amazing.
He commanded
Like,
really well. Not like
if-
bad
if-
commanding, but
I like
if the
like
parents wanted to
tops
take a
that do
photo first, he let them, and he was like, right, okay,
now face me.
Like-
now face me. What do you want to do?
I do.
He's
Sorry, go on.
he's literally just able to bring people out of their comfort zone, but make them feel comfortable about it. And
Like I like the fact that he knows in a photo what he is after.
But he was.
I do modelling professionally, so I've worked with a lot of different non-cosplay and you always prefer the ones who tell you what to do because they know what looks good on camera.
yeah. And
But they also give you a bit of freedom with
Yeah.
what you want
Yeah.
to, if that makes
the
sense.
thing with Pad is he wasn't a cosplay photographer until a month or two ago. He was a general
But it's like another
Right, in that
it's like
case,
another
in that
friend
case,
of ours.
we've just got a flat out say like if he's been doing cosplay photography for a couple of months.
Two venues,
Honestly,
two events.
the photo
The-
that he took of us today that he's sent us already,
He's insane.
I want to use it, and
Like-
I just want to I'm going to put it on the page. I'm going to share it, and I'm just going to like
Again, a
seriously,
shout out to another.
shout out to him because
Yeah.
he was absolutely incredible.
I'm saying a shout out to one of our other friends again, who's just started the whole photography thing.
He's a cosplayer.
Yeah, he's
that
a
has
cosplayer
gone
as well,
into
but he's got
photography
into
as
photography a
well.
little
Oh, we're
more.
talking about
Stand Easy.
cosplay.
Cosplay and art.
Oh, they're fantastic.
His photos.
We did a shoot. We did a location shoot with him last weekend, and apart from the fact that he's a good friend of ours, and so we turned it into a bit of a day. Like we went out for lunch. We went to Taco Bell for lunch, and then we went to Baskin Robbins for ice cream pudding. So yeah, we made
That's how we
a bit
do.
of a
My bitches roll
deal.
like this.
We made a bit of a deal out of it, but at the same time, he travelled all the way to come and do a location shoot for us, and he was like, we wouldn't finish until we were happy with the results.
Yeah, yeah.
Granted, I mean, we were ecstatic within 5 minutes
Like we
because we were already it was probably one of the funnest things we've done because shooting with a photographer who's a close friend of yours, as soon as you get a camera out, everything was like a million times funnier.
Mm.
And
Well,
the
it's
results
the
were
fact that
hilarious.
he's been doing it for
2 months.
2
I'd
months.
say.
Yeah.
Two
Same
months.
as Pat then.
Same
Yeah.
as that.
And there's certain photographers that we will not mention for
Obvious reasons.
obvious reasons that have apparently
Qualifications.
qualifications and professional and whatnot, whose photography, like bearing in mind just for relevance to the cast, we have blacklisted this guy because he is an
Terrible.
arse.
Yeah.
Right, that's not coming from a really stuck up point of view. Dan has photographic experience. He did it in college. I have just graduated from my degree in which when I was in college, I got a photography qualification. In the degree I've done, again, photography qualifications.
Just to
So it's
clarify, I
not as
also
if-
have a photography
Yeah,
qualification.
it's not as if it's not as if we're
Still
just,
here.
it's not as if we're just putting these things up our arse.
Yeah.
Like my dad is a photographer. Like he doesn't do it professionally.
He
He
used
does
to
it as a
sell
hobby.
cameras, he's
He's an optician, but in his he used to have his own shop that his dad used to run. But he sold his glasses. He had his opticians. They also sold cameras.
Yeah.
so
I
he knows.
was brought up with cameras, and so it's. My dad used to drive me to school. Instead of teaching me the stuff that I should be revising for my GCSEs, he was like, "No,
Learn about cameras.
talk to me about f-stop numbers, right, Rach? Come on, 5 minutes away from school, know your photography stuff." And it's like, Dad, I've got like
Yes.
I've got an exam
bef-
in like 5 minutes.
Before
And
we
it's
go
like,
off on too
so
much
yeah.
of a tangent,
Yeah.
we have blacklisted this,
so we have
this particular
photographic
gentleman.
experience.
Yeah, we've listed this particular gentleman because he is an arse,
Yeah.
and he has been shooting, I'd say for like 3-4 years.
I would know. I'd
No,
say,
3-4 years.
Yeah, but it's the cosplay photography kind of started as of last year.
No, 3-4 years.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm shocked.
3-4 years, and he has plateaued. Like, don't get me wrong, I know can't really judge it, but don't get me wrong, we used to shoot with him quite a lot because he was a nice guy, but we then
We weren't
found
getting the results,
Yeah,
so
we weren't
that's
getting
why
the
we
results.
left.
Cosplay is built up on, it's pretty much held up by the community.
By
There's
the
pillars. You've got
But
the
we
photographers, the cosplay handlers, and
But the thing is,
Prop
there needs
maintainers.
to be respect between cosplayers and photographers.
Yeah.
without one
You have
holding
to-
sort of triangle, it all
yeah,
falls.
You
All
have
falls.
both of them have to have respect for each other.
But
If you don't respect
we,
a photographer, you don't deserve a photographer. If a photographer doesn't respect you, then that photographer doesn't deserve to
Yeah.
take your photo.
to
That's how it works.
personally insult part like various things, including family, work, and people we know. It's not.
We're not going
It's,
into it.
no, I'm not going into it, but it's not okay, and that's why he's been
I
blacklisted.
think we just leave
But-
it at the whole respect.
but
thing.
I kind of want
Leave
to
it.
but-
Leave it.
speed past this, but
But
when we were
these
evolving-
two photographers that we have, that Stand Easy and
Pad.
Pad, they have been
Incredible.
doing it for such a short amount of time,
And they're incredible.
and they are incredible, and are only going to get
Better.
more incredible.
Yeah.
And they are people that you want to look out for. They like
They're people you would buy a pint for.
contact them and book shoots
More
with
than,
them now.
more than by a pint. Seriously. Damo showed me some of Pad's photos yesterday, and I had probably one complaint out of a whole
One
set.
reservation.
One reservation.
one comment. I wouldn't even call it a complaint. I'd say one comment.
Well, you've got your
Today.
various styles of cosplay, and it's just like you like the full body shots because then you get the full thing in.
Yeah.
But-
But it's not even. I wouldn't say just full body shots. But I mean, like, you don't
There's-
just do someone's face because you do kind of
Well,
more.
the way you did with my photo shoot, I did a Craven the Hunter one with, what was the reptile people called from Wigan?
Oh, I can't
The
remember.
Reptile Roadshow.
Yeah, roadshow.
We actually had live snakes and animals.
Yeah, we
and
saw.
we were doing shoots
Yeah.
of those. He did so well to capture that.
Mm.
To make me the focus and the animal in two opposite shots, but kept it so focused on my cosplay and the theme. It was great.
It's like me, like Rach doesn't like full face shots very much.
What do you
Okay.
mean? What do you mean?
Like say if you do like just a headshot.
Oh no,
You
because
don't
my
like-
because my costume isn't my face.
Yeah.
But
Whereas
for
where
you,
I'm on the other side. Whereas
because your face
if I
paint
do-
and
when I'm doing Joker, for example, I spend a lot of time on the makeup and on my face, and that is
You're wearing an
Yeah.
outfit, but you're putting the effort into the work
Yeah.
on
the,
you.
the face.
complicated bit.
The face is where the action happens.
Yeah.
Like
King of Cosplay, he's famous for his faces.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
credit to him, he's perfect for the Joker.
Mm.
It's like when I was trying to do Dr. Octopus, it was my first real baddie. Like Mr. Freeze, you don't really have to do anything for. But I had to look kind of sadistically mean, but intellectual, like not just brutish. And photographers are like, yeah, look meaner, and like you're going to stab him. It's like, dude, I'm Dr. Octopus. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to be smug about it, but in an intelligent way.
Mm.
Like I've got a mean streak, but
I've once had a photographer while I've been cosplaying Harley saying don't look so psychotic.
punch him in the tip.
What?
Pardon?
Do you remember the one from
What?
Bolton Abbey? He was
Oh,
basically telling
yeah.
everybody to sex it up.
Yeah, I
And then he
remember
was
him.
really rude to me
Like what?
because
Okay,
Yeah.
what?
sex it up.
Like, even with the least sexualized characters, like
You were wearing a
Sleeping
Totoro
Beauty.
dress.
I was wearing a Totoro dress. I was
I bet you look
Totoro.
cute.
Yeah, she did.
I will stab you in your sleep. But
She
anyway,
isn't cute, but she looked cute.
She isn't cute. She's not.
the
womanly
least
either.
sexualized cosplays you can think of. There was a Sleeping Beauty. I was in my Totoro.
How the fuck can you sexualise Totoro? That's just disgusting.
Exactly.
There's something
It's
wrong
a
with
big
that.
fluffy tree spirit and Sleeping Beauty.
And with my Dr. Octopus, he was literally saying, no, you're doing it wrong. He was getting aggressive.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't wearing a massive suit of arms, I would have decked him. In front of everybody. I just,
Again, it
He was
relates back to the
horrible.
respect thing. You've got to respect others.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't get anything out of it. Like, for example, you have you've had experiences. Like everyone has bad experiences with either talks or things like that, and you come away thinking, right, I know I ain't gonna go back to them. You wouldn't even give them the time of day again because
well,
you
we've
don't.
blacklisted people we've worked with in the past.
Yeah.
We won't have them again. Cosplay judges, we blacklisted some of them. Photographers, blacklisted. Traders, blacklisted. Balloon guy from today, not going to mention his name,
Blacklisted.
but he's blacklisted. So there's various things we've had to do simply because we want to keep our image.
Yeah.
Now our guild image, like I don't know, we've not really had a conversation personally, is a lot of people have a cosplay page where it's this, I made this, I made that. With you guys, you're part of a big community. You've got all your friends working on it, Tattoo Deviant, everybody all joining in. With
But
us,
this
we
is-
didn't have that network when we
This
started.
is the thing though, we, especially with our page, because we've got so many friends, or it's just kind of how we are as people. Like, even people we haven't necessarily met.
You've got a network, a big network.
But it's like, you share people's work. It's what we do.
Yeah.
Like, there was a
It's-
girl we saw at October MCM last year. She had done Hiro Hamada from Big Hero 6 in the armour. No
With
makeup.
hands.
Oh, wow.
With hands.
Oh my
With the
God.
whole purple armoured suit. I took a photo. Right, that I didn't take a camera, it was literally just on my phone. I posted it, she tagged herself in and everything. I followed her page. For MCM just gone, she did May from Overwatch. Now, I am obsessed with
God.
that game. I love it. I didn't play it until after I got back from MCM. So obviously coming back, photos are being released and you're just like, oh, I missed that when I was there because I didn't know what it was. I started playing it like 2 weeks after MCM.
But it's nice
So
to see.
the photos were emerging and I was like, oh, and she posted one and I was just like, oh, I remember you were the hero, like I loved it. And I shared it on our page and I was like, seriously, check her out. She's done Hiro Hamada, she's just done May. Look
It
at
feels nice when you do start getting a bit of a fan base to use your fan base
To
to
create,
share
help
others.
others.
to create another fan base for somebody else.
I like thinking that we could be used as some like a launch pad.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what we wanted to be, but we needed help doing that. And we did that from working with convention leaders. We jumped from 300 to 500 in 2 weeks after doing Salford. That was huge for us. But
Didn't we get like 100 just today?
I think we were on 70 from today. And that's just blown my mind completely. But a lot of the stuff we've done is... well, the first image I had when we started the guild was to get 5 cosplayers together and we'll all share our stuff. And then I went, actually, we can do podcasts, we can reach out to more people, and we could do it that way.
We can talk
People
about
got involved for photo shoots, we advertised photo shoots on our page quite happily. And now we've got guests coming up from the south. We're running a 400 capacity
We
venue
actually
on
came
stage.
up all the way from London just to see you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You've
know.
only met me once.
it's great though because it all got paid for.
Oh, I'm not even saying that.
No, I'm just saying
Honestly,
it's
No, I
great
appreciate
that-
it.
Honestly,
it's just
we
great that you've
appreciate
been able
it.
to come up and
We
actually
really
experience.
we really appreciate the fact that you did the hotel.
Yeah, but you've really helped us
travel.
today.
You've
Look,
just
you
been
gave
on the
us-
point all the time. And
You have given us an opportunity.
We've shown you what life
and,
is like
and we've really
from our side.
No,
It's a
but
total
like,
different world.
You just gave us such a fun
Listen,
experience.
No, the
Like,
golf is so different.
I've posted like 5 times on my personal Facebook status. I can't believe how much fun I've had. Or
listen.
say it was great.
The only
and
thing is you
posting
haven't
yet
been
another picture.
baptised in gravy yet.
Yeah, we really need to give you a gravy dunk.
I drink gravy, so I'm fine with it.
Oh, good.
Shots. Just want to do some.
Gravy shots.
I just need to do some call outs for people we met today. Amy, who did Miss Marvel, I
Amazing.
got a hilariously fun photo shoot with. I really enjoyed it. She's lovely, and I will definitely be doing more work with her in the future.
I
But
had a fun photo with her as well.
did you see what, like, when we were on the balcony, just how
We were looking.
mad it was?
We were looking.
Like, she had a stiletto in my throat.
Yeah, we were
No, seriously, we turned round and it's like, oh, Mike's up there. Oh, Mike's having a shoot.
Mike's getting
And
bent
we-
over some rails.
Yeah, we were just watching.
It
Mike
was.
is being railed.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it was. It was Miss Marvel giving it the full smackdown on
Oh
Craven.
yeah.
You were
I-
getting the full
Honestly,
content.
I
Honestly,
genuinely
she was
wanted to
fantastic.
have the whole shoot. In my head, it was the hallway scene from Daredevil.
Yeah.
That was what I envisioned. Miss Marvel taking Craven to school, but occasionally Craven getting one in. And then we did shots with me being kicked down the stairs. I wanted to do one with us slamming a door on my head, but there was a meeting on the other side. She had me over the railing with a stiletto in the back of my skull, choking me on the railing, and then her physically choking me. Me picking her up by her throat, holding her against the wall, with her feet off the ground, but she'd held onto my arm, so I wasn't around her neck. She had me in a hammerlock, and then just like playing with the nails on the other arm. Like, damn, that girl was fun to work with. And
It's people. It's
in fact, sorry to interrupt you. I have a weird fear. I don't share this with many people. I have a fear of balconies. Not because of.
I
like,
wonder why
Romeo
you
and
look
Juliet.
so
Is it for
uncomfortable
like for falling
bent
over
over.
them?
Romeo and
No.
Juliet is a horror film to him.
Fuck off.
Is it to fall over them?
It's not just that. It's humans. I don't trust them, and I don't really trust my own feet. And when that balcony is so low, and I'm naturally clumsy, and other people aren't paying
You can
attention,
fall over it.
it's not just me falling. That's the problem. That height wouldn't hurt me,
Yeah.
but I would hurt whatever was underneath me.
Yeah.
I hate balconies. If you put me on a theatre balcony, I'm just sat there like I'm not going to do it for the entire time. I hate it.
I live here.
I was so comfortable
This is
with
my
everything I was doing
I don't care
because I trusted the cosplayer I was working with. I trusted my photographer, and well, the fall wouldn't have been that big, but I was so comfortable. Never had that on a balcony, and it was really nice. And like, and this is somebody's going to mock me for this. Please take your punches. I don't give a fuck. I held a hot woman above my head. She put a stiletto in my throat. People pay money for that.
I'm going to send you pictures of balconies on Halloween.
Can I just
For Halloween, I'm going to dress up as a balcony.
Triggering.
can I just say that there was a few cosplayers I looked at say just went fucking wow.
Wolverine.
Oh damn.
No,
Yeah.
like Wolverine
That was
was super.
effortless.
He was super.
Right, he was
nice,
superb,
though.
but can I just say, whoever his friend was that was with the Miss Marvel as
Preacher.
well.
Preacher.
Preacher was
Oh
fucking
mate, he should.
on
He should have.
point. Absolutely
You should have been on the
point.
show. Never
He was-
mind, it's
He was
Southport.
actually so on point. It was like I had
But-
to double look to see it wasn't.
It wasn't just the fact that they were like great costumes; they were really nice,
They were
Yeah,
just
they were
really nice
genuine
people,
people.
and they
like,
were genuine, and they were really
I regret not doing a
chill.
shoot with Wolverine.
It's very
I was
rare.
running around.
It's very rare that I fanboy over any sort of cosplay because like I've seen a lot of cosplays, but that Preach cosplay was just one
Oh,
of
no,
those
it was
where
really
it just
good.
kind of was like, wow, that's just never been done
It
before.
had the
just-
little. It had the little fucking metal like tips on the,
Yeah, it
the
had
collar.
everything.
and-
It was just on point.
It looked like a
proper
wardrobe
blew me away.
cosplay with intention. That it was just so.
That is another
Again, effortless.
that is another thing I love.
Effortless.
I love a good wardrobe costume.
A 5 minute thrown together. Well, what you've got.
Oh,
to
Like,
do.
we're not saying it's that he may have gone out and specifically shot for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
definitely.
anything on there could have been reused for casual
Yeah.
wear, but he wore it with such good.
Can I
It was very Hugh
can
Jackman.
we just do a shout out to like casual cosplays? Ones that you still put effort into,
Yeah,
but they still look great. But it's like, you know, like
Working with what you got
we're-
rather than buying it all,
we're
like,
gonna.
making it.
I'm gonna announce MCM October
Yeah.
lineup. For MCM October, our Friday, because Friday, like most people are at work. Like you know what the Fridays are like. The
Yeah,
fact that it's
yeah.
a whole day.
It's so nice.
It's chilled.
yeah.
So you don't do a big costume
Yeah.
because there aren't
It-
people around to see it. So you do a chill costume. We're doing Wayne's World.
Nice.
Yes.
Wayne and Garth.
Wayne and Garth.
So tatty jeans, Converse. It's like quarter past midnight.
Jesus.
And we're on nearly an hour of recording as well.
Yeah.
But this will serve them people right for wrestling until 4:30 a.m. So, people in the sky.
But yeah,
God.
So yeah, it's gonna be tatty jeans, Like, I've got an Aerosmith t-shirt, he's got a black t-shirt. The only thing we've really got to kind of worry about is getting like the proper Aerosmith shirt and a baseball hat.
Get them custom printed. In fact, you could
And-
paint it all.
Yeah.
We've seen your shirt today. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Like,
But we do need to wind down because we are running out of time and hotel and shit. But
Yeah, we've got to get back to ours.
yeah, you really do. We've got a long train journey tomorrow.
Well, hopefully the rain's gone off at least.
Hopefully, yeah.
But a final shout out
Like
to
it.
every child who had the confidence to go on stage, every adult that had the confidence, and all the people who stuck around long enough to actually make this a success. Like, there was a big time between what they may have done at one side of the venue and then just hanged around it in between. But well done to you all. Like, you absolute stunning people, Southport.
A recurring thing that we've noticed is after the cosplay competition's done, that's normally the end of the convention, then everyone leaves. People stuck around, must have been like 2 hours after this after the
Yeah.
The
competition.
fact that everyone finished off stage, we had the time where people came on stage for photos. People were still chilling, talking on the tables.
Pulling each other aside for just for
Yeah,
chat.
just pulling us
People who
aside
didn't know
for
each other
chats.
beforehand, who have made friends at the convention.
That's amazing. Honestly, that is like. Do you know how rare that is for a London convention to happen? Like, okay, you'll talk to people. Like, we met, I met a girl dressed as Esmeralda in a loo at Comic Con.
Lovely ginger hair.
And like, it
Sorry,
was just
that's
like
probably
I got her Facebook page, but that's it. Like, we're not friends on Facebook. I got her public page. Like, there's people today that I'd happily add on Facebook. I'd talk to them on a regular basis and be like, dude, your costumes. Tell me what you're planning next.
I think what I'm going to do is the Cosplay Companions Guild is give a leg up to the people who wouldn't necessarily call themselves cosplayers, who turned up in costume today and really made it go.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones we need to nurture. They're in a terrifying cosplay world.
Fledglings.
Yeah.
Like, we have a really scary community which is toxic. Today was the first time I felt no negativity.
No.
Like, my costume had some damage on it and nobody cared.
Yeah.
Not one
Same.
person. And it was on point. Just everything. Like, thank you very much, Dave and the team, for giving us this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, MSE Events. You've all been cracking. In fact, let's just congratulate the staff of Pleasureland.
Yeah.
Pleasureland.
Yeah.
They were so chill with
There
it.
was-
They
there
just
was-
went with it.
There was only one. There was only one issue we had,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Why not? No complaints then.
That's it.
Just absolutely spot on. So, well done, Southport. You've really outdone yourself.
And we ought to be back again next year, definitely.
One suggestion: take a card in the Casablanca bar.
Yeah.
It's the only one thing.
Yeah. Please start taking card, please. Or at least for your cash machines.
We have to go to Morrison's. Evil Morrison's.
Yeah, I walked to Morrison's and people were asking me if it was contagious. Because I was in full
Ginger hair.
makeups.
Oh, right.
I stand by what I said before, I will stab you in your sleep. But they were just generally having a laugh, and because I was in full form makeup in the rain, and they were just they were so nice about it. And you don't get that in a lot of places.
That's all I can say. Is we walked from the hotel to the venue in full Joker makeup and Harley makeup. We went to the shops in full. No one cared.
Very small thing, but everything was reasonably priced at the bar as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Dear God, that's a dream for a
Well,
cosplay.
it's like when you go to like XL or whatever, and you pay like £5 for a sandwich. It's just like
£2.70 for a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Hot dog. What was it like?
We got a
It's
staff
like you.
rate.
It's like you hate taking your own food and drink because you want to carry it around. Because it's this whole thing of,
but you are
oh
forced
look,
to.
oh look, people are going to look down on you because you had to put a bag on your costume and you're not accurate. But it's at the same time, yeah. But it's like for us to have food at the Excel Centre for lunch is like 15 quid.
For two people, it's
For
really.
two
It's
people.
We had a sandwich each, that was £11, I think, with a
Yeah,
drink.
and you've got to do that for like 3 days, and then you say if you're staying as well, you've got
And
to
then-
dinner.
Nearest
Yeah.
Tesco's is a 20-minute walk, something ridiculous.
And even then they're queuing out the door for London conventions to get to.
It's just ridiculous.
It just kind of shows like what the difference is between like these different like to the larger to the smaller.
This was a family fun day more than a convention,
Yeah.
and it worked. For this event,
But
it worked.
I would still call it a convention.
For
I
us,
still would.
It's
But
just
it was-
an
it
adventure
was
aimed
just-
at a
it
lot
was-
younger audience.
But that's the thing, like all conventions are aimed for everyone.
Mm.
There's no adult convention. because there's
It
not.
really isn't.
There isn't. But it was just amazing how today turned out.
One of the things we're gonna pretty much call it a day now, but if you preferred the way we did the cosplay competition, where we made it more of a show, and you'd like to see that as our branding and bringing it out to the conventions, if that is something you want to see, please let us know, because we need your feedback. We had fun doing it. We hope you had as much fun receiving it as we had. So
Crazy.
Mike likes to be on the receiving end of a lot of things.
yeah, you're sad.
Right, take 6, anyone?
So on that note, it's thank you very much from the Cosplay Companions Guild. Thank you very much for joining us, that cosplay couple. You've been fabulous.
Thank you so much for having us.
Enjoyed
Honestly, all day and all night, you've been absolutely wonderful, and even at the pub. But
No,
And-
seriously, thank
and
you so
from
much
the-
for having us.
And obviously from the Cosplay Collective podcast and on the live stream, we'd also like to say thank you to the Cosplay Companions Guild, Michael Chandler,
not Chandler, like my
Chandler,
name tag said.
Abby
How
Davis,
you doing?
and Curtis Hesley.
Brain Bolton Jr.
Yeah, we found out his real name isn't actually Curtis.
It was Graham.
And Jonathan Bensley,
Like the
we thank
cracker.
you.
But thank you everybody from joining us here, and that's goodbye from myself
Goodbye
and
from
the
him.
Cosplay
It's
Collective.
goodbye from him.
Goodbye from me and goodbye from you.
Nice to see you.
Good
Good to see you
night.
now.
Right,
See you,
can I,
folks.
before we
Amazing.
completely finish our